D2 The Mighty Ducks is one of the most beloved hockey movies ever made. But if you've actually played hockey or coached or even watched it closely, this movie completely falls apart. And today we're breaking down exactly why. I'm not here to ruin your childhood. I loved this movie growing up. I still do. I own the DVD box set of the entire Ducks trilogy. But D2 might be the most aggressively unrealistic hockey movie ever made, and somehow it's proud of it. So let's talk about the moments in D2 The Mighty Ducks that make absolutely no sense. Yeah, they went on a Cinderella run and won the Minnesota state title. That's impressive, but why does winning one state championship automatically make you the national team? And there's no mention of them repeating the next season while Gordon Bombay was away playing minor league hockey. So did they even stay good? Did they lose to the Hawks? We're never told. And what about the best players from the other teams in their league? Or players from other hockey hotbeds like Massachusetts, New York, or Michigan? Instead, Team USA is built on a single hot streak from a year ago. That's not how national teams work. Even weirder, what happened to the rest of the original Ducks roster? Where's Terry Hall? Where's Carp, Petey, Tammy, and Tommy Duncan? They're just gone. No explanation, no dialogue, nothing. Did they quit? Did they get cut? Did they decide not to represent their country? The movie never tells us. Now let's talk about those new additions. Mr. Tibbles from Hendricks Hockey personally selects players for Team USA. Why does an apparel sponsor have any say in national team selection? No tryouts, no coaching input, no evaluation process. Come on. The only new player that actually makes any sense is Julie the Cat Gaffney. A proven goalie who led her team to multiple state titles. She's legit, and she's an obvious upgrade over Goldberg, who's a terrible goalie. The rest of the new players, they're all gimmicks. Luis Mendoza is fast, but he can't stop. You're telling me that no one taught this kid how to stop in all his years of skating? Also, his backwards crossovers are painfully clunky, and it always bothered me. Why can he stop when he lines up with the new players, but he can't later? But it is nice to see Benny the Jet Rodriguez from the Sandlot playing hockey. Dwayne Robertson's on the team because he can stick handle. That's it. He's the absolute definition of a one-dimensional player, and his hands weren't even that impressive, even for the 90s. Kenny Wu is somehow back as the figure skater gimmick, something they already did in the first movie. Realistically, the Iceland game shows exactly what would happen to a player like that. Dean Portman's actually one of the more believable ones, except there's no true enforcers at this age level, let alone on a national team. Another ridiculous thing is Charlie being upset that they're not wearing Ducks jerseys. No real player would ever be upset about representing their country at the national level. When Sidney Crosby plays in the Olympics, he doesn't complain that his uniform is different than the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's ridiculous. So Gordon Bombay prepares the team for international competition in the most unrealistic ways. Not an intense training camp, but tying them all together, having Dwayne round up the cattle playing lasso tag, line dancing on the ice, and rollerblading while Bombay's driving around in a golf cart. This is a national team, preparing for an elite competition. Not one drill, no systems. What's happening? The goaltending makes no sense. Julie's portrayed as this massive upgrade in net, so why does Goldberg play every game until Iceland? Even if Bombay doesn't fully trust her yet, not giving her a single start is bizarre. Then when Julie finally goes in, she gets ejected for intent to injure. Later in that same game, Banks gets aggressively two-handed across the wrist, a play that would definitely result in automatic ejection and suspension. That player would probably be done for the tournament, but it's called a 2-minute penalty, as if. But this next one is inexcusable. In the first movie, Adam Banks shoots right for the entire movie. But then we go to D2 and he's suddenly shooting left in his driveway. Then he shoots right again during both the scrimmage and when they play the Iceland games. But then he switches randomly and shoots left again in the shootout. That's not a minor detail. That's basic continuity, and they completely missed it. Real hockey people notice these details, and they drive us nuts. They had hockey consultants on the movie. Why didn't these people notice this? Or did they just not care? And why is anyone impressed that Team USA beats teams like Trinidad and Tobago, or even Italy? Of course they should win those games. USA is a top power in hockey, and those are non-traditional hockey countries. As of 2026, Iceland sits 34th in men's world rankings, below Israel and above Australia. Yet the movie treats them as a superpower and dresses them in black uniforms just to visually tell us they're the villains, even though Iceland's real colors are blue, red, and white. They also look 3 or 4 years older than everyone else. And Gordon Bombay somehow becomes famous and wealthy from coaching junior hockey. That's not how any of this works. And the Air Bombay loafer, that's hilarious. Not gonna lie though, I would totally rock them. And adding a player mid-tournament who may have never actually played on ice is completely impossible. No real tournament would allow this. The knuckle puck was fun, so I'll give it a pass, but realistically it makes no sense. But we all tried it. This part doesn't bug me, I actually love it. Iceland coach Wolf the Dentist Stansson's amazing. And a quick side note, viewer Original ProMaster pointed this out to me and I can't unsee it. Wolf the Dentist Stansson's basically a full-on diehard villain. He's basically Hans Gruber on skates. The smug looks, the lines, the arrogance, it works way better than it should. He's really a highlight in this movie. And when he plays one-on-one with Bombay, it's just an awesome scene. The final game's a disaster. The roping penalty alone is absurd. Dwayne leaves the bench during play, automatic ejection. No helmet, illegal equipment, and the ref just invents a penalty, automatic ejection and suspension. That moment is so unrealistic, it's absolutely comical. And the mid-game uniform swap, seriously? The Ducks changing into their club uniforms mid-game is impossible. You're telling me Jan had custom jerseys, pants, gloves, socks, 2 full sets of custom goalie gear with painted masks. Already, just in case? It's explicitly listed that teams cannot switch uniforms in a game in the IIHF rules, and that tournament officials allowed it during a televised international game, never happening. The knuckle puck trick play might be the most impossible sequence in hockey movie history. The Ducks call a 30-second timeout, and in that 30 seconds, we're supposed to believe that Goldberg fully removes his pads, glove, and mask. Russ Tyler removes his shin pads. Goldberg's pads are put on Russ. Helmets and gloves are swapped. And all of this happens on the bench and on the ice, not in the dressing room, all without anyone noticing. Not the refs, not the Iceland players, not the coaches, not the crowd. We're supposed to believe the team huddle somehow concealed a full goalie equipment swap. That alone is insane, but let's say by some miracle they pulled it off. Why isn't Iceland forechecking? There's no chance they sit back and let them casually break out of their own zone. Then the Ducks casually drop back to their goalie. Even then, why isn't Iceland challenging the puck carrier? At no point does anyone even attempt to defend the most obvious setup imaginable. Here's where it gets worse. Russ skates up the ice and winds up for the knuckle puck. If he crosses the red line, the play is blown dead immediately. So either he shot it from his own side of center ice, hoping to score, or the refs just decided not to enforce one of the basic rules in hockey. And when he pulled off his mask, play would have been blown dead anyway. But instead, he gets the shot off, and it goes in. This scene isn't just unrealistic, it's structurally impossible within the rules. It looks cool, but from a hockey standpoint, it's completely indefensible. In the shootout, it just drives me nuts. Take a look at our friend Jesse Hall here. This is good. Starts to circle. Oh, he shoots left. All right, he's going to go in and shoot. But now he shoots right. Kicks it up, unrealistic. But look, now he shoots left again. Do you think that Goldberg wanted him to shoot glove here? Look at his positioning. But he dresses it up with the windmill 90s style, and that's amazing. Here's another fun one. Fulton comes up, comes to a complete stop, and takes a slap shot from a distance. I have to admit, looks amazing on film, but come on, the referee would have blown the whistle immediately. And then the famous final showdown between Gunnar Stahl and Julie the Cat Gaffney. First of all, you can't swap goalies for a shootout or during a shootout unless there's an injury. Regardless of that, Julie hasn't played for the entire tournament, and you're going to put her in cold for one shot just because you think this guy shoots glove and she has a good glove hand. Bombay says he does a triple deke and then goes glove side because he's fancy. Why do all these players start it by kicking it up? Here's that famous triple deke, but it just looks like 3 puck touches to me. I don't see any fakes whatsoever. And again, Gunnar Stahl completely stops forward momentum. He takes a slap shot from what looks like the top of the circles. And Julie catches it cleanly, but somehow the entire arena doesn't even know it's a save. Every person in that building would have seen it hit her glove. Even Gunnar Stahl seems to be confused. That confusion makes no sense. Why couldn't it be an instant save and make it realistic? I love the movie, but that ruins the final scene for me. D2 of the Mighty Ducks is still a classic. We all grew up with it. We all tried the knuckle puck. But when you look at it through a hockey lens, this movie might be one of the most unrealistic sports sequels ever made. And honestly, that's kind of what makes it unforgettable. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know what hockey movie I should tackle next. And if you enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe.